Hi, I'm Bill King. I've written for Games Workshop for 21 years now. I've written Gotrek and Felix and the Space Wolf series in particular.
Okay, and how does it feel to be writing for Black Library again?
It feels great. I'm really looking forward to working on the Warhammer world again.
Okay, so could you tell us some more about the new series that you're working on?
Yeah, it features Tyrion and Teclis, two High Elf brothers who are probably the greatest High Elf heroes in modern Warhammer history, and probably the most powerful as well.
Okay, and we understand that you wrote the original background for the two characters, so how does it feel to be expanding that into a full-blown series of novels?
Well, it was always my cunning plan to do this, so I feel quite gratified, really. I always suspected when I wrote the original background that I would get around to writing these books one day.
Cool. What do you think it is that makes Tyrion and Teclis such iconic, enduring characters that would be sort of suitable for a novel?
Because they are iconic, I think. One's a wizard, one's a warrior, one's very physical, one's very intellectual. They're very different from each other. It's like night and day. The imagery is consciously like that. If you look closely at them, you can see solar imagery with Tyrion, and you can see lunar imagery with Teclis, for example, on his gear.
Okay. So how do you go about challenging mighty heroes like that in terms of the enemies they face and the choices they have to make?
Well, we kind of sidestepped that issue in these three books because the story already exists. We know who they'll be facing. They'll be facing the Witch King, Greater Demons, cults of Dark Elf assassins, entire Dark Elvish armies by the end of it, really. Yeah.
Okay, sounds exciting stuff. You've spent some time in Prague, which is obviously a Baroque city with wonderful history. Does living in an evocative location like that inspire you when you're writing fantasy fiction?
Very much so, actually. It helps that Prague looks like a set for the Warhammer movie, really. I mean, the buildings, they look like Warhammer buildings. I've actually used areas of Prague in various books I've already written. In my mind, the stories take place in certain parts of them, and I've burnt the city to the ground on at least one occasion I can think of.
Okay. Is there any advice that you give to new writers in the field, not just for Warhammer fiction or Warhammer 40,000, but for writing in general?
Nothing's startlingly original, to be honest. It's all been said before. Read a lot, write about what you care about, not necessarily about what you know, because I personally don't know any elves, for example, but certainly write about things that interest you.